Welcome back, everyone. Going to walk you through the trades I made this week. Starting off with Monday, August 26th. The first trade I made was the break of VWAP to the upside here. You can see at market open, we kind of kept on bouncing off this pivot point at 19,762, which to me mean that we might want to start climbing higher. So I took a trade anticipating the break of VWAP to the upside here. Here's the recording of that video. You can see I have my order at 19,760. It does go against me quite a bit here and almost hits my stop loss. But there you go. Ends up working in my favor, and I secure a profit of $638 for that trade. Moving on to my next trade. You can see here I took this retest of the open and range lower bound. So we have something like this here. We broke the lower range opening bound, which is this purple trend line here. We retest it. It fails. We go back up to see if we can break above again, and it fails to overtake this high here, which means we probably are going to get a little low. So the idea is that I would get in over in this level here. Below this yellow trend line would be where my order is. Here's the recording of that trade. There you go. It hits my order. It goes against me slightly, and it hits my profit of $308 for that trade. Moving on to the last trade I took that day, I saw that the market began to consolidate near the 19,620 pivot point. Over here in this area, you can see this purple box. That was what I was looking at. I anticipated the break to the downside here since the pivot point at 1620 was acting as pretty strong resistance. We broke it for the first time with quite a bit of momentum here at 1147, which is the trade I took. Here's the recording of that trade. Hits my order, pretty much in profit right away, and walked away from that trade with a $979 profit. Moving on to Tuesday, August 27th. Market open, we start trending downwards. We hit this pivot point here at 19,440. We start trending up. I was looking for the break of VWAP on the upside, which I did get here. Here's the recording of that trade. I get filled pretty quick. It hit my stop, but I did not get a loss on that. I got a profit of $178 for that trade. Moving on to the rest of my trades, I did not even get a recording of those. The software I used kind of crashed on me, so I just didn't record them. My next trade was the break of this consolidation here. And let me just take this away so it's easier to see. This candle here for $200. Same thing here. I took the break of this set of consolidation here where we consolidated at the 647 pivot. And this is my third trade for $200. And here again, the break of this set of consolidation to the downside for another $200. Okay, so moving on to Wednesday, August 28th, my first trade was here, the break of this pivot point at 19,596. We opened up, it started trending down, and I figured if we broke this pivot point here, we'd start trending down quite a bit. I got enough to take a scalp out of this trade. I was waiting for this move here, but unfortunately I was a little too early. It was enough to get something out of. Didn't really get the full recording, and it went a little too fast without me. Here's where I placed my trade. You can see the sell and buy, and here's the profit for that trade, which is $793. Moving on to the second trade I made that day, I took the break of the opening range lower bound here, this purple trend line, for a quick scalp. Here's the recording of that trade. I have my order placed at 19,582, hits my order, and instantly in profit, and I come out with a profit of $269 for that trade. Moving on to the last two trades I took that day, I took the break of the downside here. I figured since we were coming back down, we'd at least come and hit that pivot point, which we did. Also, I took the failed pivot point retracement here. We did one of these, come down, retrace, hit that pivot point rejects us, and we come back down, and that is the trade I took. Unfortunately, it did not totally record those trades. I have where I placed those trades. Here it is. First trade was for $240. Second trade was for $185, netting a profit of $582 for both those trades. Okay, moving on to Friday, August 30th. The first trade I made was the break of this opening range upper bound, the upper bound being this purple trend line here. I don't actually have that recording. I do have where I placed the trade, which is here. You can see the seller, the buy and sell, and a $274 profit for that trade. Okay, so moving on to my second trade. Coming down here, we started coming back down after the opening range upper bound could not hold us. We formed this bear flag here, which was a sign to me that we were going to start flushing down and also flush down through VWAP. So I took a trade anticipating just that. So here's a recording of that trade. Here's that little bear flag here. VWAP is slightly down here where my order is. This VWAP is different from the VWAP that's on TradingView. There you go. Hits my order, and we sell quite nicely through it for a profit of $1,038 for that trade. So moving on to the third trade I made that day. We have here the open range lower bound, this purple trend line here, and we had this move downward and we start retracing up. We failed to reclaim this high here. When we start to come back down, we don't get supported by VWAP. So the idea when we got to over here was that we would eventually start selling down through the opening range lower bound. We also had a bunch of liquidity at the 19,500 level, so I anticipated that we'd fly through not only the opening range lower bound, but also the 19,500 level. And we did just that, and we stopped at the point of control here where we started to find support. Here's the recording of that trade. You can see that I have my order placed at 19,512. There you go. It hits my order, and it fills me quite fast. And I have a profit of $709 for that trade. Moving on to the last trade I made Friday, you can see after selling off, we do some retracing back up. We get rejected at the 19,500 level, and we come back down, and we start consolidating in the point of control. So here I'm thinking, all right, so if it starts getting tighter, if we can't break above this point of control, then we're probably going to come down a bit lower. And we did just that, continuation to the downside here. And my thought is that we would at least come close to this 19,409 pivot point here, and we did just that. I did not get a recording of that trade, but here is where I placed the trade. You can see sell and buy order and a profit of $592 for that trade. All right, and that wraps up this week. Netted a total profit of $6,350 for the week. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for next time.